Hello, everybody, and welcome to Declutter Me, a podcast about organizing and decluttering your life. And hello to your host, Shelina. Hey there.
Hey Chirag, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. That was a weird way for me to say hi. I don't know what was wrong with me today. Don't answer that.
Yeah, that was going to be like, I don't think you should have me.
Yeah, no. Fine. It's fine. Anyway, hi.
Hello, listeners.
Yes, hi listeners. How are you? How's your January going?
Mine? Or no, you're asking the listeners, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, not me. Why would you ask me?
No. So yes.
So now that we've got the small talk out of the way, let's
So
get
much
into
small
the
talk.
big
We're
talk.
really good on the small talk, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So let's get into the big talk. What are we talking
So
about today?
the big talk today is about cars.
Cars.
You know why we're talking about cars?
Because we need to declutter them because we own too many?
Yeah, especially your car. His car is a mess all the time.
Because I'm always carrying equipment.
And there's just stuff in there. So much stuff.
Always equipment.
Not only equipment, there's like bottles of water and receipts and
No, the water stuff is now done because now I keep a bottle anyway, so it's fine.
things in the middle console bit. It's just not pretty. We need to talk about it because of you.
This episode took a different turn.
So yeah, so we're going
This
to
is
talk.
why we prep for stuff beforehand, so I know this is coming.
Well, I
I'm a
thought.
producer. I should know what the content of the episodes are.
Well, I did say we're going to organize. We're going to talk about organizing a car, and I thought.
Yes, I didn't think we do. There was Chirag bashing was not listed before that. in the
Yeah,
list,
I
so.
thought you'd realize, considering how your car is. But anyway, yeah, his car is not pretty. My car obviously is incredibly pretty, and I love my car. As everybody who follows me on social media knows, I am slightly obsessed with my car. And it's very very organized as well. So I thought it would be a good time. And Chirag's car is not the only disorganized car I've seen in my life.
That's not helping.
I've seen disorganized cars with lots of my friends and with clients as well. So I thought it would be nice to share my tips.
In my defense, I can find anything in my car in 5 seconds. Just saying.
He thinks. Anyway, I can't when I go in his car. And,
Yeah, but that's not your car. You're not supposed to.
I
find
know,
things in my
exactly.
car.
I should know by now. Anyway, so yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Right. And because, a lot of people have kids and lots of things they have to carry in there. So I thought it'd be a good way to discuss that and what to do. The first thing is like people have paperwork like they carry in the car. I think less so now. People put it on mobiles.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest, as you mentioned, the receipts is my biggest thing is like I go fill up petrol and they keep handing me a receipt even when I say no.
Yeah.
And sometimes they take it back right away. Sometimes they do it so quickly that you don't even get a chance to give it back to them.
Yeah.
So then the receipt just sits there.
Yeah, I think with receipts like that, with petrol receipts, unless you need it for claiming back, you put it into then a folder. Get a folder and have that in the car and put it in straight into the folder before you leave the petrol station. And then if you don't need it, say no. Or what I do, I mean, for women, we put it, because we put the credit card back into the purse and the receipt. I then take the receipts out every day and put them into the bag for shredding. So that's the thing to do. So hold on to it and then take it with you to straight away put it into the pile for your shredding or throwing away or recycling, whatever you want to do.
What happens is you basically catch me between those two phases. That's why you keep seeing receipts in my car.
That's his excuse. It's not true.
No, but in a way, that's kind of what happens. Is I just stack them in the middle of my car because I use that as a way. And then when I do get around to cleaning, I just grab the whole thing and chuck it. Yeah. But that's the thing.
Yeah, and it's just having that, and if, for me, I do it every day. It depends on when you want to do it and how organized you are. But remove it from there because it's clutter. And then you can put things like your coffee cups and drinks and friends' coffee cups in there instead of paper receipts. You know what I mean? Another thing is, we need to keep our car registration card in our car. You need it, and I think it's the same for a lot of countries as well. You need to keep those car registration cards, so keep it somewhere safe. So I put it in my passenger mirror, the mirror on the top. There's a slot to put it in BMW, so you can put your card into that.
Oh, okay. I mean, I stack it in the sunglasses case up top.
Yeah.
That's where it goes for me.
Yeah, so, but yeah, that's, so we all have different places. Otherwise, you can put it in the middle bit, in the middle box, in that bit. But that is also a ground for clutter to go in, that middle, it's not the glove box, it's the glove box is bad as well, and we'll talk about that. So glove box and that middle box is the haven of throwing things in. And I mean, I am guilty. I have my reading glasses, I have glasses, wipes, and chewing gum, and my post office key is in that middle box because, I'm not, that key is so tiny, and to just keep it safe it's better just to keep it in the car and somewhere in, that I can easily access when I go to the post office. So I just leave it in there. And then in the glove box, I have face masks. So they're always there for me to grab. And I also have a box full of medicine. So I have like antihistamines and Panadol and stuff like that because I need it at various times, especially when I'm commuting, to Abu Dhabi or to the other Emirates. And suddenly I'll get a headache or an allergic reaction. So for me, that's the best place for me to have it to hand. And even if I'm going to shop or whatever and I feel ill, then I know that I've got stuff in the car to grab. So, and I think a lot of people can do that, the same thing, because, if you've got family in the car a lot and they suddenly feel ill, then at least you can easily grab your medicine there. And it's in the glove box, so it's not so easy to get to by the kids.
I keep it under the elbow rest. Like I have a little case under it, so that's where it's mainly Panadol, but yeah.
Yeah, so, and it's the same thing, but yeah, so that's a good place to keep it. And then you don't have to keep it in your handbag because, or you can keep one packet, but you can keep the rest of the things in your car because especially for us, we're always in our car, aren't we? We don't do public transport that much. Some people do, but a lot of people drive. So our car is our haven. A lot of things are in our car. So, keep the essentials only in the car. Anything else you don't need, take it out. Another thing is tissue boxes. So we are obsessed here with tissue boxes. And I have talked about tissue boxes before because I always say tissue boxes don't bring us joy, but we need them, because of the dust and the sand and just aircon and getting running a nose. So I started, before I used to have the big boxes, like, we'd have the regular boxes. But a client gave me like Kleenex tissue and they're in a round container, and it's specially for cars to put into the side of your door, on the side door thing.
Yeah.
And it's the best thing ever. It's like, it's ridiculous. Why I didn't think of that. And you can get it in the UK for years and years. And like here, it was just difficult. So I thought, and then she gave it to me and I went, that's a genius thing. Like it's there now next to a bottle of water, this round tissue thing in the corner. So whenever you need it.
In the petrol stations here and stuff, you always used to get those sort of flat, longer tissue boxes,
yes,
especially for cars. Because some, like for example, my car doesn't have a bottle sort of something in the door; it's only in the middle.
Right.
And so, but I have, of course, you have a little compartment there.
Yeah.
And this side thing just fits like snugly into that.
Yeah.
And then you can always pluck out tissues pretty easily.
Yes.
That's another way to do it.
Yeah.
As opposed to getting like you said, a big square box or something that doesn't fit anywhere, so it's just like kind of hovering back and forth.
Yeah. So, and the other thing is, so if you can't find those kind of tissues, I mean, those they used to get them in Boots, in the UK for when you travel. So you carry these thin packets. So you can get them most probably in the supermarket and stuff. But if you can't get them, what you can do is put them a bunch of the tissues from a box, put them into the Ziploc bag, and then put that into the side of your car or into the middle section. So think about those kind of, the things that you use every day and what is a logical place to put them. Another thing that I got from another client, because she'd bought 2 of them, is, and you've seen it on my car, it's like a little catch-all thing to put in between the car seats. So it's between the seat and the middle box. And it's not for both sides, so the passenger and the driver. And sometimes for the passenger, it's a pain when they're trying to put the seatbelt on because they're not used to seeing this thing. Right. But it's great because I can put on this catch-all, I can put my car keys and my pass. And then in the other one, I put hand cream because we use so often, we were using the bacterial gel. So my hands will get really dry. So while I'm driving, I put quickly some hand cream on. So this is great. And also it prevents things from falling down between the seats as well. So that's great. So coins and things like that don't go down between the seats. And you can get them from Amazon or, from any car shop. Have a look at them. They're great and they are really useful and do prevent. And you can put pens as well. So you know how we always need a pen for something? You can put a pen in there. Just one pen, not too many, because you don't want to take up too much real estate. So that's, some of the things. So there are a lot of contraptions and organizing things that you see online. You know, some things are useful. Like this catch-all was great. Right. It was a good idea. Maybe not a good idea to buy 2 of them. Like just buy one for one car. Unless you have multiple cars, then buy it. But if you only have one car, don't buy 2, because then you have to end up giving it to somebody, which happened for me. The other thing is wires. A lot of what people have a lot of wires. Just have one wire for, you know, charging your phone. Right. You don't need to have multiple wires. You know, unless you have different phones between the people who are in the car. But you can get those multi-charger with multi.
Yeah, you have those that have like 4 different extensions in them, and they can handle all kinds of phones. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of those sometimes, but some cases they work.
Yeah, for some, but we only have our Apple stuff, so we're fine.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of the phones now are pretty much moving to one of 2 types anyway, so I think you pretty much can get away with it. Yeah.
And one little thing is for rubbish. So I have a friend who has one of those tiny little bins she puts in the passenger seat, which hooks onto near the gearbox and onto the passenger side. And you can put your rubbish, she throws all the rubbish in there, and when it's full, she throws it out. So that's a good thing to do, especially if you commute a lot and you get rubbish and stuff. Yeah. For me, what I do is obviously I take it straight away, put it in the handbag, or put it in a plastic, you know, like a bag that I have in the car, and throw the rubbish out immediately. But if you're not like that, and you know, it takes a week for you to remove your rubbish, have a little garbage can inside your car. You can once again get that from somewhere like Amazon.
I know even when we were growing up, we used to do this a lot, but I had it for a while. It just didn't last very long. But there's the one that can go on the back of the driver's seat or the passenger seat.
Right.
And they kind of hang at the back of it.
Right. Okay.
It's just that for me, it's not super convenient. I think a front seat one or something that goes on the gearbox is easier than managing something where I have to keep throwing things at the back, because I don't end up doing that. But yeah, the same thing. I have a plastic bag, a reusable bag or something in my car somewhere that then becomes the place where I dump everything before we throw it out.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the ones with the back seats are great when there's kids.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I remember it from as well. Like we used to use it as kids a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, because they do that. Another thing to do is to get a box and put that, say, in the back of your car, so it has you could have your medical box, you know, blankets, water, bits and pieces that you might need in an emergency. You can have that in the back or in the boot if you want to do that. And I used to have a box, but because I have so many organising things going inside and out all the time, it was taking up valuable space that I need for organising products. So I've removed that and just reduced how much stuff I have, because my boot is just full of stuff for work. But yeah, if you don't need that space all the time, you can do that. And you can put as well in the box, you know, the bags that you need for supermarkets as well, so that you don't, you know, so as you always have that to hand when you're going to the supermarket as well, because we now need to pay as well here finally for if you get a carrier bag. So nice, so that's my top tips. Would be great to find out what people do in their cars as well, and what organising tricks they use in their car, and if they found any good products that have been useful. I was
going to say, something like that could be useful.
Yeah. So share that with us. Let us know. We always like to know what's happening. There's always new things that come up. So, you know, let us know so that we can then tell, you know, other listeners so they know.
Sounds good. Yeah. So that's everything we have from our cars. As always, you can contact Shelina if you want to talk about decluttering your car, your home, your life.
Yep.
All sorts of ways. By contacting her on social media at declutterme. So that's at declutterme. Or via the contact form on our website, which is at declutterme.com. And we'll see you next week.
And also, if you do love listening to us, it would be lovely if you could leave a review, press like, share it with your friends and family, and just spread the word, because it always means a lot to us when we see these reviews and likes. So yeah, let us know what you think.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.